I stopped checking my email for 7 days straight and my business didn't collapse. I used to check my inbox every single day on holiday because I was terrified something would burn down while I was away. Then I built a simple 4-part boundary system before I left. And for the first time in years, I came back rested instead of frazzled. The formula isn't about forcing yourself to relax. It's about removing the decisions so your brain can actually switch off while you're gone. Let me walk you through each part. The vacation lie. We tell ourselves we'll rest when the holiday starts. That's the lie most of us live with. About 2 out of 3 small business owners check work email on vacation, and only about half even take a holiday at all. Here's the part that really stung me. Even when we do step away, the mental benefits vanish within a few days. And research has found that burnout bounced back to its old level within 3 weeks. Why does this happen? Because peeking at your inbox even once a day keeps your stress cycle running, and that's exactly like sleeping with one eye open while you're trying to recover. Your nervous system never gets the signal that it's safe to rest. Sonnentag and Fritz found that real recovery depends on genuine mental disconnection, not just being somewhere else with your laptop closed. I was one of those people for years. I thought I'd finally stopped, but really I just moved my desk to a different room. The problem isn't the holiday, it's that we never build an exit ramp from work mode, and no amount of willpower will fix that once you're already by the pool. What you need is a simple system of boundaries you set up before you pack. What the formula covers. This formula has 4 parts, and you need to do all 4 before your holiday starts, because you can't boundary your way out of a mess once you're already lying by the pool. The 4 parts are simple. You hand over the reins, shut the email loop, stop being a human doing, and build a re-entry ramp before you leave, and you need all 4 for this to work. That's it. Discipline and forcing yourself to sit still are just another kind of work you're making yourself do instead of recovering. What you actually need is removing daily decisions so your brain can stop working while you're away. I built this after years of coming back from holiday more tired than when I left. I'd pack self-improvement books and tell myself I'd finally stop, but I'd still use my free time productively while my family sat by the pool without me. I finally had enough. I'll start with step 1 because it's the one we skip since it feels scary, but it's also what makes everything else possible. Step 1. Hand over the reins. The first step is handing over the reins, and many of us skip it because it feels like letting go of control. About 7 out of 10 business owners prefer to do everything themselves. We think we're the only ones who can handle it, and that belief is exactly what traps us on holiday. So before you leave, pick the 3 things that would actually break if you went completely silent. Everything else can wait. It really can. For those 3 things, assign one person, write 1 paragraph of context, and give them the authority to decide without texting you. Authority means they can say yes or no on your behalf, move a deadline, and handle a complaint. They don't need your approval for every small decision. What you write in that paragraph matters. Name the 3 topics they can handle and the 2 decisions they can make on their own. State 1 thing they should never decide without you. The client conversation happens 1 week before you go, not the day before. You tell them exactly when you'll be offline, who to contact instead, and what counts as a real emergency. You do not ask permission, you inform them. Here's what surprised me. Every single client said thank you for letting them know early. Not one of them argued. This is hard if you're used to people pleasing. I know I've been there. But asking permission is a trap. It invites your clients to negotiate your rest away from you. Many of us worry that our clients will panic. In my experience, clients respect clarity more than constant availability. Give them the exact dates and expectations and they relax. Leave it vague and they fill the gap with anxiety that lands in your inbox at 9 in the evening. The biggest mistake is giving clients your phone number just for emergencies. That is not a boundary, that's a back door, and they will use it. In a small business, your absence feels dangerous because nobody has been trained to cover your role. The fix isn't staying reachable. Build a tiny coverage bridge before you load the car. Step 2, shut the email loop. Once you've handed over the reins, you need to close the door they could use to reach you anyway. More than half of professionals say they cannot fully unplug during time off, and only about 1 in 4 workers ever feel truly off. The rest are checking in. Your out-of-office message is your first real boundary. It doesn't apologise. It states the dates you're away, who to contact instead, and when you'll reply. No sorry for the inconvenience, and no I'll check occasionally. You are closed. Then turn off all work notifications, not mute, just off. Remove the apps from your phone if you have to, and it becomes a camera and a map. You think the withdrawal will hit on day 3. It hits on morning 1. The first morning without notifications feels strange. Your hand will reach for your phone. You'll tell yourself you'll just check quickly to make sure. That's the lie. There is no just quickly with email. One message pulls you into a thread, and suddenly you're working from a sun lounger. Here's what the research says. 1 look at your inbox keeps your stress cycle running. You're resting with one eye open, and your body never shifts into recovery mode. Entrepreneurs have what researchers call identity fusion, which means our value gets tangled up with being reachable. That out-of-office message isn't rude. It tells the world what your body needs. Dr. Diane Hamilton put it well. She said being valuable at work should not require being perpetually available, because people perform better when they recover mentally and reconnect with life outside the office. That message is doing that job. It makes you unavailable so you can actually recover. That's not a luxury. It's maintenance. Now I know what you're thinking. What if something important happens? If you built step 1 properly, someone else is handling it. If you didn't go back to step 1, you cannot email proof of business that has no coverage. Step 3, stop being a human doing. Now here's the part nobody talks about. The email boundary is the easy bit. The hard part is in your own head. The entrepreneurial self uses free time productively. We've been trained since childhood to treat time as something that must be earned or spent usefully. That's time thrift, and it follows us right onto holiday. So pick one day with 0 plans. No breakfast reservations, no sightseeing list, no business podcast. Wake up and ask what you feel like doing. This is terrifying for entrepreneurs because it removes productivity as a measure of worth. Researchers found that people return to the same place year after year because they stop achieving and start being. They chat with neighbours for 2 hours because there's nowhere else they need to be. Alice, one mother in the study, said, "We're not human beings anymore, we're human doings." That stayed with me. The guilt will show up fast. You'll think you should be doing something, answering a message or planning your next launch. That urge is time thrift talking. It tells you that rest must be earned. But de Grazia wrote that leisure is a state of being, not a list of doing. When you let go of the to-do list, your brain finally gets permission to rest. Work troubles bleed into family time when we haven't negotiated the transition. Your partner and kids can feel when you're half present. The off-ramp isn't a location change. It's a mental closure ritual. It took me 2 full days before I stopped managing my relaxation and started actually living it. By day 3, something shifted. I noticed the light on the terrace and heard my husband properly. I wasn't thinking about a client email or a deadline. I was just there. I sat on the terrace with my husband and just drank coffee. No planning the next quarter, no coaching podcast. I just sat there. That was the hardest part of the whole week. That's what you're building these boundaries for. Not so you can do holiday better, so you can finally be present where you are. Step 4, build your re-entry ramp. There's one more boundary, and if you miss it, the whole thing collapses the day you get back. About half of people return to a heavier workload after holiday, and burnout bounces back within 3 weeks. We erase our own recovery by how we return. So block the first day back for admin only. No client calls, no project deadlines, no catch-up meetings. Your calendar is a landing strip, not a highway. While you're still calm, write a 1-page re-entry note. List the 3 things you'll do on day 1, the 2 things you'll do on day 2, and what you'll delegate if surprises show up. Admin means sorting your inbox, not answering every message. Looking at your calendar, not filling every gap. Drinking your coffee without checking a dashboard. The re-entry note protects you from your own panic. When you open your laptop and see 400 unread messages, your nervous system wants to jump straight back into the stress cycle. The note is your anchor. It says these 3 things matter today. Everything else waits. That is how you keep the recovery you earned. Otherwise, you burn through your rest in 48 hours and you're back to square one before Wednesday. The mistake is treating the return like a punishment for being away. You tell yourself you have to make up for lost time. That mindset guarantees your next holiday will start with the same anxiety. Tell your coverage person they have authority for 2 extra days after you're back. You don't need to reassert control the moment you open your laptop. What 7 days actually did. Let me tell you what actually happened when I did this for 7 days. The first 2 days felt strange.
My hand reached for my phone and I noticed it and put it down.
By day 3, something shifted. I wasn't managing my relaxation anymore, just living it. My husband noticed before I did. He said I was actually looking at him during dinner instead of past him. When I returned, my business had survived. My clients were fine and nothing had burned down. The stories I told myself about being indispensable were just stories. I didn't come back with a to-do list and a sunburn. What I came back with was perspective. I noticed which tasks I'd been doing out of habit, not necessity. My daily social media posts stopped because I saw they weren't moving anything forward. And those 9 in the evening email replies stopped because my family was waiting. I didn't fix everything, but I came back knowing which parts of my business actually need me and which parts just need someone to handle them. That clarity is worth more than any holiday tan. You don't need to become someone else. What you need is 1 week of stopping the pretending so you can hear yourself think again. The holiday doesn't recover you. The boundaries you build before you leave recover you. So write down 1 boundary you'll set this week. Start with the automatic reply if you don't know where else to begin. If you want help building the actual handover conversation with your clients, let me know in the comments and I'll make a video on that next.